Hare Krishna. We were talking about how these material attachments develop in our heart. Uh, they develop due to offenses, we were saying. In Srimad Bhagavatam, we read there are two types of offenses. One arises due to inattention, which is called offense of omission. Another one happens due to superiority complex. That's called offense of commission. For example, Indradumna Raja was sitting in the gufa, and when he saw Agastya Muni with his disciples came, he was little negligent. Because he failed to offer respects. Next life he became an elephant. Because Agastya cursed him to become a dull creature. You are so dull that you are neglecting the guest. So he went on to become an elephant in the next life. Similarly, Indra was also inattentive when his spiritual master entered the assembly, Brihaspati, because he was being worshipped and respected by so many demigods, offering flowers to him, everything, praises to him. So because he neglected to worship Guru, that is also offense of omission. He omitted offering respects. So because of that, he fell from the heavenly kingship's post, and he lost all his opulences for a while, isn't it? So this is due to inattention, neglect, carelessness, which arises due to tamoguna. So one should not be careless in spiritual life. You have to be alert. Like they right now handle with care items. Especially if it is glass bottle and Bisleri bottle, there is a difference. Handling Vaishnavas is like handling glass bottle. We should not break our relation with them. So one should be attentive. Another one happens, the offense of commission, that happens due to superiority complex. Like Romaharshana Sutta is sitting on an elevated asana. Balramji is entering the assembly. Everybody is rising and offering obeisances to him, praising him. But this fellow is not getting off from his asana. He is not folding his palms. He is not welcoming the great Lord. He is Adi Guru. He is just sitting and ignoring him. Not that he did not see him. He saw him but did not offer respects because of superiority complex. That is offense of commission. It's very serious. No? That kind of behavior is very audacious behavior. So, Jan Bujkar, knowingly doing it. So both lead to offenses. If we see the 10 offenses against the holy name, some of them are due to inattentiveness. And another one are due to offensive nature. For example, the 7th offense, it's offensive nature. Abuse the holy name, knowingly. That means on the strength of the holy name committing sins. It is very offensive behavior. It is. On the other hand, some of them may be done due to neglect, like 8th offense, for example. You chant the holy name little mindlessly, like a Brahmana chanting ritual. Sometimes you go to some ordinary temples, like that he's doing. But he's looking at which donor has come, who is going to give how much money. So he is inattentive in serving the Lord. So one should be attentive. So that is, he is not offensive to Lord, but he is neglectful, correct? No? So the 10 offenses, some are happening due to neglect, some are happening due to offensive nature. So in the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a verse which says, Mukhabahu rupadebhya purushasya shramai saha satvaro jagnire varna gunair vipradaya pratak yayesham purusham sakshat atma prabhavameshwaram na bhajanti abhajananti sthanat dhrashtaha patantyadaha. This verse talks about the 4 orders which are Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyas and Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. They all have their respective duties. In the execution of duties, if somebody is na bhajanti, avajananti. Na bhajanti means if they are neglectful and they cause offenses of omission. Or avajananti means they do offenses of commission. That means they criticize, offend. Tanat brashtaha patantyadaha. From their position as a Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, they fall down. It is a brashtaha. They become patabrashta, like that. So both these type of offenses should be avoided. So, if you want to find out in more detail how these two kind of offenses come, uh, initially you see that you heard something about somebody, then you start disrespecting them. Uh, Your respect for them, goes away. And when you disrespect somebody, you also disregard their good instructions. You can't take their instruction seriously. And the result of that is you develop hatred for them and envy for them. And then subsequently you criticize them. And this is what happens. So therefore we say, Guru Ravajna Shruti Sastri Nindanam. We say, no? So third offense is Guru Ravajna. So avajna means disrespect. As soon as a disrespectful attitude arises in our mind, nowadays in internet you hear so many criticisms and blasphemies against sometimes ISKCON or gurus and other things you hear. But somehow or other it came in your attention and then you heard it. Then your respect for their personality reduces. Then that is how the offense begins. You don't know whether it is right or not, but in your mind you are cooking up and you lose respect for them. That's called avajna. And then when you do avajna, what is the result of that? Disregard, upeksha. You don't take their instruction seriously. You don't hear their lectures. You don't take their instructions seriously. They are coming to the temple. You just turn the face and go away. You don't want to hear from them. You do upeksha to them. And result of such disregard to the instruction, taking them cheaply, that will lead to dvesh bhavana, hatred. Because if you don't hear from them, you don't know who they are. You have some preconceived wrong notion in your mind, which you will start floating to other people. Therefore, you develop hatred, dvesh. And when you develop dvesh in the heart, that comes out as, criticism, avaman. You will do avaman. That's what he is saying. Na bhajanti avajananti. When you do this, then that criticism is extremely dangerous. That is how our tender creeper of Krishna, that Bhakti Lata creeper, that is completely dismantled, uprooted by the elephant of Hatimata Aparat. So this is how it gradually develops the offensive attitude. So we can check it in the very early stage of disrespect itself. Disregard. Yeah. So when you disrespect, then you disregard the instruction. Then you develop hatred. Then you speak criticism with the mouth. Because dvesh is here in the heart and avaman is in the lips. Correct, no? Because dvesh only transforms into avaman eventually. And similarly, disrespect, if you see, like avajna, how you have disrespectful attitude and that turns into upeksha. Upeksha is an expression of avajna. When you disrespect some senior Vaishnava, then you disregard his instruction. Correct, no? And that is how these things develop. And if you see Mayavadi, Krishna Aparadi, it's said. Why? Because Mayavadis, they disrespect Krishna's form, which is spiritual form, Sachidananda Vigraha. Isn't it? Ishvaraha, Parama Krishna, Satnam. Because they disrespect that form, they disregard Krishna's pastimes and all. They take it very cheaply. They don't take it very seriously to their heart. Even if they talk Krishna's pastimes, they don't mean it at all. And the result is they develop dvesh bhavana. Why he should be God? I want to be God. Everybody is worshipping him. Let them worship me. They think like that. And the result is they become critical of Krishna and they go to hell because of that. So one has to be very, very careful. Similarly, Sahajyas, if you see, they say, why should anybody come between me and Krishna? I have direct relationship with Krishna. Like that they talk. Krishna came in my dream yesterday and invited me to Vrindavan. So I have decided to leave ISKCON temple and go and stay in Vrindavan. Now I am crying for Krishna. I am rolling on the dust of Vrindavan. Tomorrow you will see they will marry somebody and go away. There are many people, cheaters, who go to Vrindavan and put up a Babaji vesh so that they can attract the cheap popularity of many people like that. So these Sahajyas, they don't accept Guru. They say Krishna is my Guru directly. Like Arjuna had Krishna as the Guru, I will also have Krishna only. So, and they take the path of bhakti cheaply. They wear a dress of a gopi, like Saki Beki. They wear the dress like females, and then they claim to be a great devotee. So these kind of people cannot attain perfection. They are also disrespecting Guru and disregarding Guru's instruction. Naturally, they become dveshis of Guru, and eventually they will criticize also. So one should be very careful not to fall in the trap of the sahajiyas, because sahajiyas cry tears. They say, see, my tears are coming. They cry for everything. Yeah. If they don't get food also, they'll cry. And they will say, I'm crying for Krishna. So don't become a sahajiya. Don't become a mayavadi. And don't be neglectful in dealing with Vaishnavas. Deal with them very carefully. Don't be inattentive in your speech. Don't be frivolous. Therefore, useless talk, argumentation, debate, fault finding, and blasphemy. These are 5 things Bhaktivinoda Thakur calls them as prajalpa. One should give up these things. From useless talk develops arguments. That leads to debate. Then fault finding and blasphemy finally. Very, very serious one. See, dislike is mild, but that turns into hatred. Hatred is very dangerous, because hatred leads to blasphemy right now. Similarly, like, if you have for Krishna or Guru, that's very nice. That like turns into love and attachment. Therefore, it is better for us to like Krishna. It is better for us to like the Vaishnavas. It is better for us to like chanting, at least, because the like will turn into love eventually. So these 4 things I told you. Instead of disrespecting Vaishnavas, respect Vaishnavas. Instead of disregarding their good instructions of seniors, take their instructions very seriously. Instead of doing dvesh or hatred to them, develop a liking for them by knowing their glories and start appreciating those glories with your mouth. And instead of doing criticism, you praise them. If you hate anybody, eventually you hear their glories and praise them. Gradually that hatred and criticism will go away over a period of time. By doing this, our heart will become like a garden full of roses. It will become very fragrant with attraction to Krishna and devotees and loving service to them. But if we don't do that, we are walking a dangerous path, because the offenses eventually lead to material attachments. It happened with Saubari Muni, I told you. Offenses to Garuda led to material attachment, and therefore he had to marry 50 daughters of Mandata king. One falls from sthanat brashtaha patanti adaha. We don't want to fall to the material platform. We want to remain in spiritual platform and blossom more and more to a point where love of God will manifest in our heart, and we will become attached to Krishna and Guru, and we go back to Godhead. So the chanting of the holy name is a very powerful process, but it will only work if you are careful about these things. We cannot be saying that I am chanting, I can do any type of offenses. No. Therefore, we learn about the 10 offenses properly. So when aparadh is avoided, then hriday daurbalyam can be avoided also. You get very strong, like a Cerelac baby. Eating Cerelac, become very plumpy, very healthy. Similarly, you avoid the offenses and chant the holy name offenselessly, innocently, purely, helplessly, in a prayerful mood. Then you become very strong in spiritual life, because offenses go far away. Harinam Prabhu ki. Let's offer our humble obeisances to all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord who are just like desert trees or ocean of mercy, full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta koti Vaishnava vrinda ki, Vaishnava Thakur Srila Prabhupada ki, नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की